Hey everyone, it's Af here. So in the last video, I kind of took you through sort of the very basics of Endnote, how to use it, how to orientate you to the bits of Endnote, what bit is what and that kind of thing. And I also showed you how to import or how to actually populate your library with some references. Uh, so that's the sort of the first half of, I suppose, what EndNote can do. The second half of what EndNote can do is actually, uh, it's a citation manager, I suppose, for you. So you can do what they call cite while you write. And what that means is, as you're doing your bit of writing, instead of, going, oh yeah, that's right, that was from, Jones 2019, right? And then having to maybe highlight that, and so you can remember that that's a reference you've got to put in your bibliography later on, etc. What you can actually do is cite while you are writing, as the name sort of implies. And so let's just say that I've done a bit of writing here, and I now want to put in a reference for that bit of writing, or attributing it to that bit of writing. Go up to this EndNote tab on your Word, Microsoft Word document. When you download EndNote, this should automatically populate in Word, so that does it automatically. You don't have to do anything special. And then there's a handy little button called Go to EndNote, so that just pops up, brings up EndNote for you, where you can then go to the reference that you want to cite. So let's just say I want to cite this one. There's also another Word button that you can click, and it takes you back to your Word document. And then to insert the citation, you don't want to click on this big insert button, because that actually sort of brings up this, and it's not super helpful. You want to click on this little down arrow, and you want to click on Insert Selected Citation. So a little bit annoying, but it gets there in the end. So there you go, you've got your Luongo et al. I think that's Luongo, sorry. I think that's how you say it, 2020. So I'm really bad with pronouncing surnames. And there is your reference, all ready to go down. And what it does is it puts it at the bottom of your document. So all you have to do is just sort of put in your title for that section, which is bibliography, or depending on what you're doing, you might just say references, something like that. And as you add in your references, it will just keep adding it to the list. So it's really, really handy. It literally does what it says, which is it cites the work while you write your own work. So it's really, really handy. Now I'm just going to show you something else. Let's just say that we want to, we want to put this one in. Okay. So yeah, I just wanted to have sort of 3 references so that I can show you something else that's a bit handy. So let's just say that I want to now, reference, this in this part of my writing, I want to reference 2, journal articles or books or whatever. I want to insert 2 references. And I want to insert Finkel and Reves, okay? So normally what you might think you need to do is hold down Shift and then, hold on, wait, it's also done Luongo. So the way you get around that is to actually hold down, if you're using a Mac, it's Command. I think if you're using a PC, it's Control. But if you hold down Command or Control, then it will just sort of select the ones that you click on. And same sort of deal, you go back to your Word document, and then you insert selected citations, and there you go, you've got Finkel and Reves. And so let's have a look down here, and voila, you have got all your references all ready to go. 2 more things that I'm going to mention. The first is citation styles. Now, depending on if you're submitting to your bit of work to a journal, or maybe you're doing project that you've got to submit for school or university or whatever, they're very likely to have a referencing style that they want you to adhere to. And the way that you can do that is up here in style. You can sort of click on this button and it brings down a drop down, and you can just select from the list. If the style that you're after is not there, you can go to select another style, and they have like loads. So it should, the one that you're required to have should be in there. If it's not, then that's a bit weird. But you can actually go to the Endnote website, search for different styles, and actually download and import new styles into your Endnote library. So I might make another video to show that if that's helpful. But so for time's sake, basically you should be able to find the referencing style that you need here. So, and it's as easy as just clicking on it, and generally speaking it should just update automatically. If it doesn't, so yeah, you can see that it this has changed. This was sort of indented, it's now all sort of aligned. So let's just go to, I don't know, yeah, so that's changed again. So it should do it automatically, but if it doesn't, then you can click on this Update Citations and Bibliography button, and that will sort of in the background update it for you. So that's the first thing. The second thing to sort of show you that is quite common is, let's just say you actually use the author's name in the sentence, and you just want to have the year instead of having the full sort of reference there, because you don't want to say as mentioned by Luongo et al. And then have Luongo et al. 2020. So the way to do that is to actually click on the reference so that it kind of highlights, and you want to right click, go down to Edit Citation, and there's actually quite a few options you can do. So you can display as author then year, exclude the author, exclude the year, exclude the author and year, which a bit strange, I don't know, never tried that one, but in my case I want to exclude the author. And so there you go, you've got it just as 2020. And the good thing about that is that it still keeps the reference down the bottom here. So that's a neat little trick to do also. I said there was only two things. I have remembered one more thing before I let you go, and that is to I think if you just double click, no, where is it? How about if we go to, I think, is it more? Yes, more, great. So if you right click on the reference and you go to more, there is this ability to put in a prefix, which can be quite helpful, particularly if you want to make a comment. Quite a common thing to comment about is to say something like as reviewed in, and then have the reference after that. So if you click on that, then it would have as reviewed in Finkel et al. Reves 1990. So that's also a really helpful thing to do if you need to put in some text there. This is also sort of a bit of a citation manager, so it actually lists in order all your citations, and if you click on it, then it will actually take you to these citations. So that's another way that to kind of, if you need to review your citations, if you need to change the order of them, then you can do that as well. So there's quite a few little tricks in there as well. Anyway, guys, that's it from me. I hope this was really helpful. If you have any questions or queries, please let me know. As always, I'm happy to help out, and yeah, happy referencing. All right, catch you on the next one. Cheers.